But for you, if you just, as long as you don't go up to chicks and go,
do you want to be on my podcast?
I would love to interview the shit out of you right now. Then you might have an okay, it might go well, you know?
Yeah, and when you're on the road, you can be like, hey, do you want to come in my van and do a podcast? I got candy in there.
Yeah, that's going to be arrestable offenses until they go in the van. The cops go in the van. And like, oh no, this guy really was going to do a podcast. And then there's like,
sure, Mike. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ordinary Humans, Extraordinary Choices podcast. I'm your host, Vamsi. The following is a conversation with Chris and Jason, two brothers. You may be familiar with Chris, also known as Holliander, from the previous episode. The conversation initially started out with his brother, Jason, and then Chris serendipitously joined in the middle, and it was great. I have edited and cut up the episode in such a way that I've put all of the individual conversation with Jason first, and then the group conversation with both the brothers more towards the end. And I'm experimenting with something with the help of my editor, Tony, to try a format where we aim for high quality content and high quality uptime. So this was a 5-hour conversation, but I've spent the last 4 hours or so trying to condense it down to just like key stories and impactful audio moments so that it's only about an hour or maybe an hour 10 minutes long. And the goal with that is to try to deliver quality content, even if it takes more effort on our part, so that the listener has a better experience. So I hope you all enjoy it. I would love to hear feedback in the Discord. All the links will be in the description. And this was certainly one of the more fun conversations I've had because there was a lot of laughter. We covered some serious topics and there was some good life advice in there. But I think a lot of it was also just like friends shooting the shit, as I end up saying near the end of the podcast. And I do like that this podcast has that feel to it, that it can both be philosophical and also down to earth, because I think many people are familiar with spending time with their friends in that form. And I think humor is one of the best catalysts for learning. So I hope you all enjoy this conversation as much as I enjoyed being a part of it. And I look forward to hearing from you.
The story of when he posted the gif of the dude shitting out his own balls.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I actually thought of that.
He posted that in the server Discord, and someone on the server saw it and was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy?"
Wait, are you talking about in what was his name? Hashtag's Discord, or did Holly do that in other Discords too?
No, it was before. It was before Ash.
But because he went to Ash and he posted that, and then Ash was like, "Hey, this is not safe for work," and I was just thinking to myself,
simmered for about a week before someone even said anything about it.
No, because I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let Ash handle it. It's gonna be because my thinking is Holly does that to push boundaries, but he just said no, he had no idea. So I don't know if he was probably lying. I think he does that to push boundaries.
He pushes boundaries.
He wants to see people's reactions and see what.
Yeah.
Because if you look at any narcissist or someone with psychopathic tendencies,
I don't think it's a narcissist.
He isn't narcissistic. No, he's not.
It's because me and him grew up very close, right? So I always had an audience with him, and he always had an audience with me. So we would just try to shock each other with what the most fucked up thing that we can say. We're gonna say it to each other,
Yeah.
So we got a lot of practice of being fucked up and shock and awe humor.
Okay, that's interesting because basically what you're talking about is shock escalation with each other. To the point where now, when you go into normal society, you're nothing like what people are used to because you've gone so deep with each other. It's like the cycle, right? You go deeper.
Yeah, but I have a switch. I could turn it off. His switch is probably a little harder to turn off.
Interesting. So you have an easier time fitting into society than he does.
Probably, but not by a lot.
Okay, it's similar. Both of you are in a way your own people. You go your own way.
Oh yeah. We're in a lot of ways we're actually fucking polar opposites. But,
what are some examples?
Oh, I'm 42 years old and I'm a bachelor and he's married with kids. Like I joined the military. He got a comfortable job, working and living. You know what I'm saying? So the directions our life went couldn't have been more diverse.
And yet your personalities aren't that different. Funnily enough.
Yeah. No.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You just made different choices.
We both worked in blue collar jobs, so our senses of humor got to come out a lot.
Interesting.
So we got practice. We still got to practice, even though we weren't around each other as much. Well, I would say when I first met you, I sensed a little bit of naivety. That's about it.
Gullibility, yeah. And I'm still gullible and naive, but I actually think it works to my advantage in a way.
Well, the way you're approaching it, I think it is.
How would you say I'm approaching it?
You're taking your naivety. That's a hard word to say.
Naivete, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're taking it and you're basically glorifying it as the demon in your world that you want to conquer.
That's an interesting concept. I'm making it my arch enemy, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
What defeats...
Which is a good thing, which is a very good thing, in my opinion.
Right, because then I have a goal. It's like you have a war, and during wartime, you can be very clear who the enemy is, what you're doing. You can be very focused and driven and work on the same problem again and again every day to win this war. And then when the war's over, you're kind of like, shit, what do I do now? Where's my purpose? Am I just going to go work a job? That's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But this demon, so in a way, the thing is, I'm not trying to conquer gullibility because I find I disagree with
not
a lot
gullibility,
of people.
naivety.
Okay, there's a distinction. I don't know the distinction.
Well, gullible means that you'll fall for things.
Okay.
Things that are untrue, you'll believe that they're true. Shit like that. Naivety is just
lacking experience.
A lack of experience, understanding, and knowledge.
So like lack of worldly experience, in a way.
Yeah, lack of wisdom. That's probably the best way to describe it.
Okay. I never thought about that distinction. I always thought of them as very similar, but you're right, they're different. Because a lot of people think I'm gullible because I believe their jokes when they're joking. But I've made a conscious choice to take jokes seriously, unless I'm 100% sure it's a joke or something. Because if I get it the other way around, it's way worse, right? Because I found that one of the ways that I can be biased is by dismissing something serious that someone says as a joke, or as bias, or they're not thinking through it, or something like that. It's like what we were discussing about Shank, right? It's one way to not engage with what someone is saying. One way to one form of bias, I guess. One way to stop myself from learning, sabotage my learning. And that's why I think so much of learning is in the mind, because these things aren't brain changes for me. These are just idea changes, conceptual changes. I've just learned to think about ideas differently, learning differently.
Or it's like an unfocused picture coming into focus a lot of the times too.
What does that mean? You mean like I knew all the things I needed to know, but now I'm focusing more on the things that matter?
You have a general idea, you know it's out there, you know it exists, but you can't really hone in on it. And then it starts coming into focus, and now you not only know the idea, you know the details of the idea.
Yes, that's true. So I gain higher fidelity, there's higher resolution of everything. It's less blurry over time. Because I've known since I was a kid that honesty was important. I just didn't know how important and how I would execute it, how I would live. For example, today I have clear arguments for why white lies are bad. And many people I talk to who value honesty still consider white lies okay. So I can tell that I'm progressing. Like, many people are dishonest about honesty, right? Like,
my path towards honesty was way different.
Yeah. What was your path like?
My path was, I was a piece of shit, dishonest, lying all the time when I was younger.
Yeah.
And the amount of stress that it causes made me ill.
David Goggins says the same thing. Have you heard his story?
Yeah. No, I mean, I've seen a couple things of him, but not that specifically.
Basically, he was lying to himself in so many ways. He wanted to be liked. He was wearing the low-hanging jeans and changing his haircut to be liked at school. And he was telling people things that he thought they wanted to hear. And today he just doesn't believe in that. He doesn't lie. He doesn't even smile more than he has to. He only smiles when he's feeling like smiling or he's laughing. Otherwise he has a very serious, intense, focused look on his face. And apparently people have criticized him for not smiling enough. And women get that a lot too, right? Like, you should smile more. And
yeah.
And it's just like, what the hell?
Well, the way I look at it is lying is a burden that you take when you lie.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to fucking lie for you. Like, I'm not going to take that burden for you. I'm not going to take that burden for you. I'm not going to take that burden for you.
That's a great way to look at it. I was lying in bed one night, unable to sleep because of this esports startup. What?
That was a good segue sentence. We're talking about lying, and you said you were lying in bed.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that was like a pun. Nice. Yeah, that's a good point. I was lying in bed. Yeah. And I was thinking about the esports startup, and for whatever reason, dude, this is my mind, the way my mind works. Like, sometimes I'll lie in bed and I'll write a Google Docs and it'll get to like 2 pages long of bullet points, and I'll fall asleep. And I'll wake up and I won't really remember the points, but if I start writing in the Google Doc, they'll start to coalesce again. And they'll be different than what I wrote down at night, but the outline is there in my head.
Now, you write a lot. I know you take notes a lot.
Yeah.
Do you, like, I'm imagining that you have so much shit written down that it's almost too much to ever go back through and look at.
The thing is, I don't write a lot in person. I only just started writing podcast notes on a notebook. And yeah, even when I worked at my real estate job, I had a whole notebook that I just took notes in, and I just never referred back to them. It's almost like the act of writing is the act of crystallizing thoughts, and I don't have to look at the notes again. I don't have to look. It's the same as talking. Like, I think by talking. Like, when I start talking, I don't know what I'm going to say next, most of the time. Like, my own words surprise me. It's just thinking out loud. That's so in a way I'm kind of like Sweet Anita we were discussing, right? From Dr. K. She has Tourette's syndrome. So like if you say something in chat that gets her attention, she might pop off on you and roast you or insult you with a lot of swears and like profanity and really weird sentences because she has Tourette's. She's just following an impulse, right? And it's fascinating to me that has skyrocketed her to fame on Twitch, and also she's not getting banned because there is no moral responsibility that she can take for her Tourette's, right? It's a condition, just like we were discussing having a brain tumor and becoming a serial killer. In a similar way, she has a condition. So Twitch cannot ban her without looking like the bad guys, without looking like they're oppressing a, neurodiverse person. Yeah.
Neurodiverse.
Yeah, or I was going to say disabled, but she's not really disabled. It's more like just has a condition.
That's a it's a condition.
It's more like, what would you call that? Like by banning someone
it's a neurological disorder.
Yeah, it's a neurological condition. So someone who's neurodiverse, right? Someone who's neurologically different than what we view as standard. But it's funny because everybody's neurologically different, but we don't think about that. So you don't want to lie for people because that's a burden. And yeah, so I was lying in bed one night with the esports startup. I was having value misalignment with my co-founders and with other people. And I just realized all these books I've read and the ways I've thought have made me a really bad fit for most people, like many people. It's not that they are bad people, it's that they're going to hate me the way that I am. Like I will be really annoying, or I will trigger insecurities, or they won't like interacting with me, working with me, collaborating with me. I'll make things harder for them rather than easier. And every good collaboration, I should make their life easier, not harder, right?
Well, in collaboration, everyone has a role. There's a role that I fit in pretty well, and it's called the refiner.
The refiner.
And that's the person who takes all the ideas and goes, yeah, but, and looks at all the ways something could go wrong.
That's good.
Like there is roles for every type person when collaborating.
Do you have other words for the role that comes before refiner, the roles that come after it? Like the idea guy would be before the refiner?
It was a course. It was a course I took before. I don't have the material in front of me.
You can make up
but
the
it was
words
basically like the idea originator,
the generator,
the implementer, the refiner, the quality control.
Okay.
Shit like that,
Makes sense. Because what's interesting is in epistemology, philosophy of knowledge, there's this philosopher Elliot Temple. I'll link some of his resources in the description. He has an article on lying as well. But he's gone really deep on a lot of this stuff, and it's fascinating to me. He talks about like the two productive things you can do in the world are either create or criticize. You can be a creator or a critic, and both are invaluable. We need both. A critic is just somebody who wants to improve the thing. You're the refiner. You're the critic. You say why it won't work, and then we make it better so it will work, or we do something else that is better. Either way, you're improving it. A lot of people view criticism as a bad thing, but I think that's because we're confusing criticism with personal attacks or trying to put someone down or status, like trying to win the status game. Whereas like criticism is just an explanation of a flaw in an idea in the context
of people put themselves into their work. So when the criticism of the work is a criticism of themselves.
Yeah, which is not necessarily a bad thing because it's what motivates me to improve, right? Like if you criticize the way that I interview people, then I'll try to improve it. And it's just that I want to learn to judge myself by my progress, not my absolute position on the graph, by the trajectory. How steep is the line going up the incline? If I can keep making that steeper, I'm doing well. If I'm letting that dip, and I'm getting slower at progressing, then I need to figure out why. Diminishing returns, what's blocking me? Am I sabotaging myself? Am I afraid? Do I need to find better people to learn with or from?
I was going to say, well, another theory I heard about like quantum physics or quantum mechanics and shit is it was actually proof that the multiverse theory is credible because the way quantum particles act, that until they're observed, they don't act. You can't see them until they're actually observed. Is similar to the way video games render the environment only when you're looking at it.
Right.
But all like if you're looking at a mountain in a video game, it's not rendering the building behind you.
Right.
Until you turn around.
Right.
So like, oh well, if we're in a simulation, then that makes sense that particles aren't rendering themselves until we look at them.
Yeah.
I just thought that was pretty funny.
It is pretty
whether
funny,
there's any credence to it or not, but
no, but that's usually based on a misinterpretation of Schrodinger's theory, right? Like a lot of people think, oh, the cat is both dead and alive until we open the box. But yeah, there's a lot more complexity to like what superposition of particles, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, that they exist in a waveform, and when you're observing them, you're just capturing them at the current moment in their wave
form. Interesting. I didn't know that. But that is funny because it's like, oh, okay, of course the people running the simulation want to save energy and processing power.
Because if you think about it, in an infinite universe, what computing power would you need to render an infinite universe?
Infinite computing power.
You would need an infinite universe with that to be able to render an infinite universe.
Yeah. But that's what's interesting is because every bit requires an atom, and every bit can only be in a binary like on-off state, right? So we can only do computations that will work with the number of atoms that we have access to use in the universe or whatever it is. Now, quantum computing can do computations greater than the number of atoms in our universe, using bits greater than that. And apparently the way that it does that is that it enables the atoms that we have to not just be 2-bit, but something like 8-bit or 16-bit. So a single atom can be in states greater than 2 states, on and off. And apparently the way it does that is by borrowing atoms from other universes. And that's what boggles my mind, if that's true. That's amazing.
If that's true, that would be pretty cool.
Because it's like pairing the atom with another atom in another universe. So now instead of 2, you have 4. And if you pair those 4 with another set, then you have 8, right? And then you're
what is that term? The quantum entanglement or
quantum
something?
Entanglement. Where you change an atom here in our universe and it changes there faster than the speed of light, which is also interesting. Because we thought the speed of light was the limit to informational transfer, but it's not. So it's fascinating stuff. I have no idea when we would have lost the listeners at this point with this kind of discussion, but I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it would have been right now because Holly just fucking messaged me.
What did he say? Okay, let's see. I'll make a note to edit on this.
He said this interview is making me realize you and I are so different people. Oh. I would have changed the conversation to dicks 30 minutes ago.
30 minutes? Yeah, I think you're definitely more intellectually curious than Holly. Where I can tell that he's intellectually curious, but he also wants entertainment. And he wants to make the other person uncomfortable and have fun. Dude, it must be hell to live with Holliander for Melissa if Holly does that to Melissa all the time. I kind of wish Holly was Actually,
all you have to do is give him permission to speak.
I'm going to give him the permission to speak. Yeah, Holly, turn on your webcam. You're joining the podcast now. I'm giving you the current podcast speaker permissions. I got to drag him out and drag him in. This would actually be really good, interviewing 2 siblings and seeing the dynamic between them as well and the differences.
Yeah, you don't know what you've done.
Turn on your webcam, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna in a second. I'm trying to turn off fucking Hogwarts Legacy right now. I wasn't expecting this.
But this is the best thing. I can just put Holly in hot water when he least expects it. Welcome.
Boy. All right. All daughters.
You've never had a son. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
No, he doesn't have a male sperm in his body.
Yeah.
He has to borrow them from me.
Female votes. That's it.
Jeez. So yeah, Holly, when you said I was an 8 out of 10, that was based also on my intellect. So just on a pure appearance, what would you say out of 10?
No, that was pure appearance.
Seriously, Jason, that surprises you.
Totally. Right? Like I could hold you in my arms and bring you home.
No,
you sexy son
Okay, Jason, you rate me out of 10, pure appearance. Pure appearance.
Give you like a 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a decent. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But you're decently good looking. You're not.
Yeah.
First off, you're not making me want to vomit right now.
I think your daughter might want something from you.
No, she's
why
is she just
like sinisterly cleaning your neck?
She's just clean. He's done a wonderful job raising his kids, by the way. His daughter's
like
behind
a serial killer. She's just like
Just polishing the knife.
It's a normal day. Fucking, isn't that what everybody does?
You're showing me a knife on your desk. She's got a knife behind you. Everyone in your family just has knives that they just like to clean.
There's a lot of weapons. Just in
you always
case.
got to be. You
Ready.
always got to be within arm's length of a knife.
That's the rule. Is that a butterfly knife? What is that?
It's a multi-tool.
It's a multi-tool.
Okay, like a Swiss Army knife kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got another daughter. Cool.
I had a lot of. They come out of the woodwork.
How many daughters do you have in the house?
I don't know.
2, 3?
I got 3. I can prove.
Okay. The rest are in hiding.
Yeah.
The rest are in the floorboards.
Yeah.
Under the floorboards. So,
but
am I on your screen, Chris?
Yeah, you should be. Yeah.
Hi, Katana.
You named your daughter Katana.
Yeah.
Because you always need a knife within arm's reach.
Yeah, with arm's reach.
Now you have a knife in arm's reach. Nice.
Fucking callback.
Yeah. Interesting. So what do you think of Oculus saying I'm a 5 out of 10? And then 6.5 if I do some grooming, and 8 if I do some exercise.
I think he was being mean.
You think so?
I think
he just has high standards, which is good.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, I mean, he agrees he's like a 5 or a 4.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he agrees.
Fair then. Then he's not throwing rocks at glass houses.
I mean, I'll ask him. I need to make sure that I didn't just put words in his mouth. Because what does he think he is without any mental aspect? Because he did say that he doesn't think he's physically attractive, but it doesn't matter because he's a 9 to his wife. And fair enough.
That's true.
That's
true.
That's
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is.
It really doesn't matter.
Not for him.
Like it doesn't matter for me either.
Exactly.
It's over.
Yeah.
But for you, if you just as long as you don't go up to chicks and go,
do you want to be on my podcast?
I would love to interview the shit out of you right now. Then you might have an okay, it mimight go well, you know?
Yeah, and when you're on the road, you can be like, hey, do you want to come in my van and do a podcast?
Yeah.
I got candy in there.
Yeah, that's going to be arrestable offenses until they go in the van. The cops go in the van like, oh no, this guy really was going to do a podcast.
And then there's like 2 Shure mics and like cameras. And they're
what
like,
a fucking weirdo.
And it's like the Joe Rogan setup of and they're just like, holy shit, what the hell?
Well, there is Steve-O does a podcast out of a vehicle.
So actually, Jason was telling me.
Tom Green does too.
Yeah, Tom Green does too.
The thing is, I have to learn how to drive, and then
you don't know how to drive. Whoa! What?
I thought I told you this. I need to learn how to drive. Yeah.
This must have skipped my memory banks. Like
maybe I didn't tell you.
Yeah, this is shocking news to me too.
Yeah,
I mean, you're both American. That's why. I have good transit.
I always equated
Canadian.
with having my license to freedom when I was younger.
A lot of people tell me that who are American. They're like, oh, when I was 15, I got my license because I can leave home. I can do things. I can go places. And I guess in TV shows, I do see like high school students, sweet 16, and they're given a Corvette or whatever.
All right. So you must live where public transportation. Do you take public transportation everywhere?
I used to. Now, since COVID, I've just been a homebody. I've been working from home for like 3 years. So.
Oh, that's good. That's definitely good for the mental state.
I left the house like maybe 20 times in 3 years.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And I thought I was bad during COVID.
Wow, this strip club trip's going to fucking break you.
No, because dude, I've interviewed all 4 Uber drivers that I've had to like drop off stuff at work or visit friends, and I've had
interview.
No, I recorded one for 30 minutes. He consented, and they all gave me their numbers. So 3 out of 4 of them gave me their numbers. I texted them.
Well, see that you're 4 for 4 for picking up numbers.
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. The 4th guy was 72 years old and he wasn't interested. He was done with his life, I guess, content.
Yeah. Probably he's just very suspect of the kid that wants to interview him in his vehicle. That's probably what happened. Sure. He was probably the more normal person, to be honest.
No, he told me a lot about his life. He was a systems engineer, and anyway.
Right. But he was like, I don't want you to record this. I don't know what you're going to do with it. That would be the normal person response.
Fair enough.
To be honest. The guy that's like, yeah, tell everybody I fucking smoke crack in the back of my car after this fucking drive.
That was my first instinct when you used the word interview. Was like, whow, I don't know if I want to be interviewed. I might say something.
I might say something.
No, the first time I met you, I instantaneously knew this is somebody I want to talk to a lot. And I was like, this is right up my alley.
This is what you were born for.
Oh, yeah. We could play a lot of games with each other. I love it.
I mean, this is what I was born for. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah. What do you think about $18,000 quitting your job and doing what he's doing, Jason?
I think now's the time.
Yes, that's what I said. If so, you're gonna do this.
Better sooner than
now.
later.
Yeah. Better now than later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking scary shit. So, what is your revenue stream looking like right now? Like, how do you plan? You gotta be making money as you're doing
Okay,
this.
so I'm at minus $1,715 per month.
Okay, but what's your projection of how are you going to get cash to offset that negative? Because eventually the negative goes to zero.
He's going to take a loan out on his life insurance policy.
I need to get a life insurance policy first, and then take a loan out on it. I do have a line of credit, so for every $1,000 that I borrow, I pay about $10 a month in interest.
Okay.
So for every month of expenses, I'll pay $17 a month in interest.
So you're looking to make create a huge hole because you got to monetize at some point.
I do.
That's
so the GoFundMe.
That's what Amazon did. Amazon dug a hole for years before they were profitable.
Like, what is your presence on social media? How are you advertising?
So I just made a Twitter. A lot of it is through Discord and one-on-one. Like I'm recruiting users and guests one by one. Like every guest I get brings me 2 more guests.
Yeah. Like I was thinking, I was like, he needs to get social media presence going. He needs to advertise.
Yep.
You need to get sponsors and stuff.
Yeah. Am
And
I
then
just
also
the
when
zoo
you're thinking
animal
about
that
that-
she's looking at? Is that what this is?
Well, earlier she saw me watching the podcast going through, and she's like, "Who the fuck is Uncle Jason talking to?" And she actually used "fuck" too, which was weird.
That's good.
She was
That's
like,
good. Yeah. No, I think it's really good for kids to swear, but I know I'm weird.
"I'm kidding." She didn't say.
She
fuck.
didn't
That
say
was
fuck.
just-
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the lying just because it's funny
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah, that's what I can't help doing.
Oh yeah, that's what you do.
Yes, yeah,
I have to
it's
learn to
comedic
tell apart
effect.
your lies
Yeah,
and your truth.
comedic effect.
Fair enough. I like it.
Yes.
As long as I can tell the truth.
But I asked this one. I go, you know what?
Yeah.
You should have Fragment interview you. That
Yeah,
would
I
be
should.
exciting.
I'm down for it.
And she would never do that.
She would never. Why not?
She was like, that's
We are
terrifying. And I was like, yeah.
I mean,
Another knife.
Where did she get that from? You or Melissa?
What?
Being terrified of
That-
being on a podcast.
Melissa.
Yeah, because you wouldn't
Yeah.
be. She has to get it from
No.
Melissa. Interesting.
No.
'Cause-
I'm
Yeah.
fine talking to people.
Because kids are usually generally quite brave, I would say. They're fearless.
Mhm.
Maybe partly
This one
because-
would talk to you, but it'd be a fucking terrible podcast.
Why not?
I mean, she would talk about food for like 3
Yeah,
hours.
all she
I'm-
talks about is food.
What kind
Yeah,
of food?
she'd be like,
though?
"You like raviolis?" And then you'd be
No,
like,
don't-
"Yeah,"
don't
and they're like,
pretend to be
"I do
interested.
too." And then
I'd-
you just go to the next
I'd be like,
conversation.
I don't really eat carbs, and she'd be like, what are carbs? I don't know. I'd be like, okay, do you like
Right?
orange
She wouldn't
food?
even. No. She wouldn't even. She doesn't let you respond.
Right.
It was like, "Do you like raviolis? Yes or no?" And then instantaneously, next food.
Yeah.
Do you like French toast? And then
Yeah.
like you just answer yes or no. It's
And
a
I-
quick fire thing.
Yeah, and what about like, have you tried butter chicken? Have you tried Indian food?
Yeah,
You
she'd
t-
say, "What's that?" And then you'd tell her, and she'd lose interest in it.
And then I'd have to be like, okay, Holly, you have to get her butter chicken. You have to.
Yeah.
you have to get her
Honestly, I
curry.
was gonna get butter chicken too when I go to an Indian restaurant.
Yeah.
I was looking at it.
Yeah.
'Cause I make chana. I make chana
You make
masala.
chana masala. Nice. Okay, I made that with a friend once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
It is good. Chickpeas is
Yeah.
good with spices. Yeah.
Mhm.
Indian spices are just amazing.
I found that they just throw as many spices as they possibly can.
Yeah, I just
throw
put
in a
cumin,
dish.
mustard seeds, whatever, and it turns out
Yeah,
fine.
it was insane. Like I was like,
Cinnamon.
okay, so throw a
Fun
bunch
fact,
of shit in first, and then throw in
Holly's
more later.
favorite spice is cumin.
Cumin. Oh, it's cumin. I see. What is actually your
I
favorite
do
spice?
love-
You
I
know?
do love cumin.
You do love cumin, and then what about cumin?
Oh, that's not the same thing.
Oh,
my
that's how
dad.
you say it?
Ah, I'm getting it wrong the whole time. My favorite spice? Depends. It really depends. Like I like cloves.
I like
In
cloves
some
too. I like
things.
star anise. Those are nice.
I don't think
You
I've
know-
ever had star anise.
Interesting.
Back when I was living in Boston, me and my friend got shit faced, and we were at someone else's house,
Mhm.
and we ran out of beer.
Mhm.
So me and him had a competition of taking shots of random spices from the spice rack.
Jesus,
So
Wait.
I've had a mouthful of anise before.
oh my god, that's really powerful. Like, even just doing that with pepper or
Yeah.
salt is hard, dude. My friend did the cinnamon challenge. Like that's like a spoonful of cinnamon.
I did it at
He did
Holly's
that.
house the other day.
Yeah,
it did
on
not go
Thanksgiving.
well.
On Thanksgiving.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
it
will
did
like
not go well.
suffocate, and it's like just insane.
I thought I was dying.
yeah,
He was adamant. He was adamant that he could do it.
yeah. What is this? Anise? Okay, there you go.
I didn't realize you said star anise. I thought it was something different, and apparently I do like anise. I
Didn't know what
realize.
it was. Okay, thanks, Melissa. What is this like? This is a whole family podcast now.
This is the problem of me doing anything at this time. This is why when we did our podcast,
it was later.
It was late.
Yeah.
So everybody's asleep.
Right, and you're drunk.
And now I'm the most important thing going on right now in this house. Yeah. She has nothing to do. That one has nothing to do. It's like, oh, what the fuck is Dad doing? Oh, let's do that.
Let's do that. Yeah. And now you're sober, right? So I get to see you sober. That was one of the goals.
No, I doubt it. He was drinking whiskey earlier. You didn't see it?
I'm completely sober.
Is that? Oh, you've got whiskey and water together. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
I am basically sober right now. Yes.
Compared to most alcoholics.
As far as 7 o'clock, I'm pretty sober.
compared to most alcoholics.
Yes, that's true too. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm curious about you two brothers. Like, what was your history? And I told you about M-Test, right? He texted me that his dad texted him saying, "Wow, I know you a lot better as my son now after I heard the podcast." So same thing. You said the same thing, that you know that Chris is more different from you than you thought now that you've heard him talk to me.
Well, it's because we don't have those conversations, and they're like short-lived. They're short-lived.
When we do have the conversations, he's usually shit-faced,
right. Yeah.
And it always ends up in an existential like there's no reason to anything.
Yeah,
and that's what every conversation ends with him.
Have you had conversations with him on like LSD or something, or psilocybin, some hallucinogenic?
Oh yeah,
where he's completely out of his mind. Okay,
because both are.
Yeah, you both are. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's not the kind of drug you do like alone. You do it with someone if you're going to talk.
Preferably, it'd be a bad idea to do it alone. I think.
Yeah, I remember.
You probably have issues.
I remember the first time we tripped really hard on LSD, and we were still in the same bedroom, and we were trying to sleep. And it's like, but we're still tripping balls, and you were like, "This is the reason why they say that you're mentally insane after taking LSD is because who the fuck would want to do this again?"
Yeah, yep.
That was a bad trip, I guess.
No, it's good. It's just the length of time.
It's exhausting.
You're supposed to take it like 16 hours before you want to sleep, or 10 hours before you sleep, or something like that, right?
It's a mentally exhausting experience.
Okay, so you better be ready.
Oh yeah,
clear your schedule.
When the shit goes down, you better be ready. Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
What were we saying? Oh, what was it like being him growing up?
Yeah, you and him growing up, you're pretty close.
Fucking miserable.
By the way, Holly, were you there when we discussed your mom's vaginal canal?
No.
You weren't listening.
No. Is this when you mentioned that my mom had conceived him 5 weeks after she had me?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Melissa heard it through the headphones, but I think I was making dinner at the time or something.
Okay, yeah.
But that is the truth.
That is the truth.
Hold on. Yeah. Growing up together was miserable?
Yeah. Wait, what? Really?
It was misery and fun mixed together, but it was always wild. Cause we fight like shit tons about everything, and like just watching TV. This asshole always wanted to watch his shows. We'd fight over the fucking remote for an hour. I'd always give up because I just didn't want to fight. He's more aggressive than I am. A lot.
Okay.
I'd say a lot more aggressive than I am. Would you agree?
I would say I'm more aggressive in getting what I want.
I think you're more disagreeable, Jason. Like you won't compromise if you need to sacrifice.
Yeah, that's true.
That
is true.
You won't do things you don't want to do, and if you need to do something to get what you want, you'll push for it.
Yeah, and that's probably the number one reason why I'm single right now.
Basically,
Not that I don't want to be single. I want to be single because I know I'm disagreeable, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to put another human being towards being with me.
Unless they are equally disagreeable and also set clear boundaries with you the same way you do.
No, it's my way or the highway. If you're either on for the ride or you're not.
So you'd need a submissive person who wants to go along with basically.
Not necessarily submissive, but just someone who wants to sit in the back seat.
So a follower, not a leader.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm trying to think who would work that way for you. Who would mutually benefit from that type of relationship?
I think a chick in jail.
Nice.
That would be his perfect mate because he doesn't have to see her much, you know.
No, but
You
here's
just
the
visit
thing.
for conjugal visits and you
Conjugal
write love letters.
This is
visits,
gonna
right.
sound.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound psychopathic.
Okay, go for
But
it.
it's.
Don't
Yeah,
worry
but
about sounding psychopathic. Really.
I am a benevolent leader. Like
You don't
like,
lead by
yes,
authority. I understand
it's
that.
my way or the highway.
Mhm.
But if you want to ride this ride, it's gonna be a fun time. Like it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Because in the Air Force, you didn't throw your rank around. Like you said, you used 100% personal influence, 0% professional influence. That showed me that you're the kind of leader similar to me. Like, I don't like telling people what to do. I like just like figuring out a plan and a path, and then if they want to go with me, they go with me. If they don't want to go with me, they go somewhere else. That's fine.
Yeah.
Either way.
And
yeah.
and I've kicked people out of my sections before because they didn't want to go along for the ride.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, if you're not here, I'd rather see you gone.
When we incorporate, we'll figure it out. For now, I've said don't put me on the share to cap table. I'm not interested in ownership because I'm still trying to figure out if my values align with the co-founders, right? Because I realize you should choose your co-founders as carefully as you choose your wife. Because
more so,
probably, I guess.
In a business aspect, you don't get to bang it out after. You know what I'm saying?
Fair
Like
enough.
you can't just like have makeup sex with your co-founder.
Right. That's a good point.
Unless it's in the contract.
Yeah. Yes.
Founders
Unless you put it in there.
agreement. Any fight
Yeah.
that cannot be resolved with words will be resolved with orgies. Gay orgies.
There'll never be an argument ever.
Hey, Fred, you got any openings?
Yeah, you want to join? You want to?
I think we're getting in an argument. I think I know what's going to happen next. Let's fucking resolve this right now.
Yeah, we need to vote on this and real quick, or we're gonna have sex. It's gonna happen. Dude, Jason was telling me how quickly he could get his clothes off.
Yes. Yeah, that's called making the right decision ASAP.
Yep.
You don't give a person a chance to back out
Change
of
their
it.
mind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the key right there.
Yeah. If you do that, then it's like it's on. Then you didn't have time to think about it after that.
Whew. Jesus Christ.
It's like what they say: 30 no's and a yes is still a yes. So don't give them a chance to say no again.
Oh my God, no. That reminds me of that whole "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" thing, like the implication, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
implication. No. She can say no on the boat, but she won't because of the implication. And I'm like, but that sounds really rapey. He's like, no, I'm not going to do anything. She's just not going to say no.
I don't know. I haven't seen Sunny.
Okay,
Yeah. The only person on the planet that hasn't watched It's Always Sunny.
I haven't seen the show, but that meme like is pretty prevalent on the internet.
Why in the hell do you think we just spent all that money on a boat? The whole purpose of buying the boat in the first place was to get the ladies nice and tipsy topside so we can take them to a nice, comfortable place below deck and, they can't refuse because of the implication.
Oh, okay. You had me going there for the first part. The second half kind of threw me.
Well, dude, think about it. She's out in the middle of nowhere with some dude she barely knows. She looks around her. What does she see? Nothing but open ocean. There's nowhere for me to run. What am I going to do? Say no?
Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Are you misunderstanding
What
me,
the
bro?
fuck?
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No,
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Now, you said that word implication a couple of times. What implication?
The implication
That
that
is
things
so
might go
bit
wrong
rapey.
for her if she refuses to sleep with me. Now, not that things are gonna go wrong for her, but she's thinking that they will.
But it sounds like she doesn't want to have
Why
sex
aren't you
with
understanding
I
this?
don't...
She doesn't know whether she wants to have sex with me. It's that
She
that's
doesn't
not
know?
the issue.
Are you gonna
She could
hurt
be
women?
I'm not gonna hurt these
Oh,
women.
okay.
Why would I ever hurt these women?
I don't
feel
know.
like you're not getting this at all.
I'm
at all.
not getting it.
God damn. Well, don't you look at me like that. You certainly wouldn't be in any danger.
So they are in danger.
No one's in any danger. How can I make that any more clear to you? Okay, it's an implication of danger. You know what? Just drop it.
Let's drop it.
You're not gonna just fire your shit and let's get out of here.
Oh my God.
That's uncomfortable. That's a good.
It's a good show, I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
that's good. Well written.
That's really good writing.
Yeah.
Because I would not agree with that guy, but the way they've written it makes it brings it out way better than if you just try to explain it analytically. And this is why I love humor. I think humor is so good at teaching things.
I don't pay attention
To details.
Like
You said you moved in a week ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I learned that. I know you moved.
Okay.
The fine details, I skip over. There's too much information all the time.
Especially
Like I'm
if you're
just like,
drunk.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, not
Yeah,
some, like
definitely
sometimes
when he's drunk.
But both. When sober and drunk.
I've said-
I get more information now.
I purposely say fucked up shit to him when I know he's drunk because I know he won't remember it.
That's not true. I fucking remember what you did.
I remember what you did last summer.
It's like the story of the fucking killing the homeless guy on the boat.
Yeah.
I will remember that
that was such a
forever.
good story.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Were you there for that, Fragment?
tell that to Fragment.
Yeah, he's gonna go get some water or something.
So
Yeah.
we were talking. I think it was in the KOS Discord. We were talking about how fucked up our childhood was,
Uh-huh.
and like how we used to vandalize shit and steal and stuff. And I was like just joking around. I was like, yeah, Chris, remember that one time we stole that boat out of the harbor, and then it turned out there was a homeless guy on it, and we just threw him overboard. And he's like, wait, did we actually do that?
So you actually,
Because he couldn't remember.
you were gaslighting.
He actually
Holly
thought
and-
we did that.
Yeah, you gaslighted him into believing. Jesus.
Yeah. He thought we threw a homeless person overboard and he drowned to death.
And
I
that he was
honestly
just too drunk
believe
to
it.
remember, or that he just didn't remember.
No, I
because
just
he
was
thought it was plausible enough to have happened.
Yeah, like
yeah.
He really questioned his own memory. He's like, wait, that sounds like something we might have done. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. It was like,
Yeah.
Did we really do that? Fuck, I would have blocked that from my, like, I know I would have blocked that from
Exactly.
my memory on purpose.
That's the thing.
So I'm like, fuck, we might have done that.
So some people will hear that and they'll think that you're stupid to have believed, you were gullible, to believe that was plausible. But actually, you did it because you know that your memory can lie to you. You know that you
Well-
can block things out.
Well, I know
Yeah.
I can do some horrible shit
Right.
and then forget about it. So, like, I could have done that, and I'd be like, oh shit, we might have done that. Fuck. And we probably said to each other, don't ever talk about that again.
And now Jason just brought it up and there are other
Yeah,
people in
and
the voice channel.
I forgot about it, and then he brought it up, and I'm like, oh my god,
Now I'm remembering.
he fucking killed a homeless dude.
Shit, now I
What
have to
the
actually
fuck?
experience the guilt for my actions?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you
I
serious?
left that out. Yeah.
Like,
And then
what are
I
you
had
doing,
to go through that
Jason?
range. I had to go through that range of emotion.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, we didn't do that. I'm like, ha, thank
Thank
God.
goodness.
Thank God. Yeah. And he got a sense of relief out of thin air.
So you literally manufactured relief. You manufactured
Yep.
tension and then relief.
Mhm.
But this is what good marketers do. They manufacture tension and then they give you a way to relieve it. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, stupid for me to believe that
Yeah.
that happened. But at the same time, maybe,
Maybe.
just maybe,
You never know,
just
dude.
maybe. You never know.
You could
You
have
never
both
know.
blocked
People
it
can-
out.
People can suppress memories.
Yeah, they
you
can.
know?
Yeah. And I think people should
Maybe-
be open to
maybe-
having their memories proven wrong.
Can I honestly tell you, you got me to go to the gym?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yesterday or when? Day before.
No,
He's
fucking
been
a
going
year
for months.
ago.
Yeah.
Wait, a
Yeah,
year
yeah,
ago.
a year
Holy
ago.
shit.
Yes.
How did I
Yeah, so a year ago, when we were talking about the gym,
Yeah.
we started talking about it, and that gets my
Testosterone
juice.
rolling.
It got my juices flowing again. Talking about, it, I was like, oh yeah, I fucking love working out. Like what?
Yeah,
what
I
the
made
fuck?
it exciting again.
But the last time we spoke before, I was 210 pounds.
Mhm.
I am 178 pounds now from the
Ooh.
last time we spoke. So I dropped
22 pounds.
Yeah,
No, 32 pounds.
32 pounds
Wow.
in a year since the last time we spoke.
I eat one meal a day every day.
I eat one meal a day every day as well.
The
Are
toughest
you in your
decision I have
mother's
to
house?
make every day
Yeah.
is what I'm going to eat for lunch / dinner.
Really?
That's the toughest decision I make every day.
Interesting. Everything
because
else is
I-
like automated. Or you know that.
No, he's retired.
No,
He's
because everything else is like there's
You-
not that much choice.
You know the answer.
when it comes to what. Yeah. But like I have to dive deep in my soul and feel what I'm trying to crave that day, and like because I can eat whatever the fuck I want. So I want to make sure that I'm getting what I want.
Yeah, so if you're like,
Tough decision.
I want a chocolate mousse truffle cake with Black Forest toppings, I'm gonna get that today. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You'll make it
Yeah.
happen.
You'd
And-
never, you'd never choose that.
Yeah. What? Give me some
No,
examples.
I
What were your
don't
three-
like sweets.
Yeah.
Give me the last 3 meals. So you like savory? Okay, good. So you like chips. You like what? Deep fried stuff. You like?
Yes.
Hot dogs, corn dogs, pizza.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the above.
Salt's good. But
Salt
yeah,
was good.
just
Like,
add some fucking spice doesn't do
like
anything. Like,
pepper. Yeah.
like
I started using
spice
pepper.
doesn't affect anything.
No, so you can be allergic to spices, believe it or not. Like lots
You're
of them.
Indian. You actually can't be.
No, it turns out I've been having maybe a negative reaction to asafoetida, also known as hing. So
I have no fucking idea what
the
that
fuck
is.
is that?
It's a spice. It's one of the spices. They add it to a
You
lot
just
of food.
fucking made it
one of
up.
the-
That's from Hogwarts Legacy.
That's what it's a spell.
Fucking-
Wingardium Leviosa asafoetida.
Yeah, exactly. You just created a spice out of thin air.
Yeah, we
You
just combined.
motherfucker. But anyway, there was a time I punched him in the face
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
porch because he was being an asshole.
Well, okay. Let's set up the scene though.
Okay.
Basically, when we were kids, right, we weren't allowed to be in the house. We
Yeah.
had to be outside. And it was like a holiday weekend. None of our friends were around. So we're just sitting on the front porch doing nothing.
Mhm.
So to create something to do, I decided I was going to annoy the fuck out of Chris. And we were like 12, 13, 11, something like that.
Around there. Yeah.
And he just decided he didn't want to have any of it and just fucking punched me in the face.
Oh, Chris, I
It's
know.
the only time.
Chris,
It's
I
the only time I
mentioned-
punched him in the
It's
face.
the only time he's ever punched me in the face.
And what did you do? How was it being punched in the face?
He knows how
I've-
being punched in the face.
Yeah.
is.
Oh, you've
I've
been
been punched in the face a
plenty
lot.
of times. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because what is that thing of like, everyone has a plan in a fight until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then their plan
Yeah.
just dissolves and they're like, what the hell?
I
That's
can
not
tell you how it
100%
felt.
True.
I can
That's
tell
not
you how it
100%
felt
true,
for
by
me.
the way.
Sorry,
It
you
felt
both said something.
amazing.
Felt
Yes.
amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you got to
Punching him in the
release
face
your pent
was
up aggression and
Well, it was him aggravating me
Uh-huh.
and me finally reacting to it because
Because-
it takes a lot to get
Yeah.
me to react to
because you were the
something.
non-violent brother, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
I'm a not. I do not. I will try to de-escalate 100%.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm a badass. I'm not a badass. I will
Right.
de-escalate every situation 100% all the time. Like
except
I don't want to. I do not want to be in a physical altercation. So I always try not to.
except when you're stealing a boat and tossing the homeless guy off.
Well, that wasn't a. That homeless guy didn't have a choice.
There was
You know
no
what I'm saying? Like-
de-escalation there.
There was no fight. It was just murder. It's different.
It's different.
Yeah, that's not.
If
he
that's
put
not
it-
fighting.
if he put
He's
it in
not
his fist-
fighting it.
So
we
here's
don't know if he died. We just threw him overboard.
right.
That's what he.
There's no
That's how he
body.
left it.
You can't
That's how
confirm
he
death
left
without a body.
Right. We didn't know.
Hopefully he swam
But-
to shore or the docks.
The-
People
he
listening
didn't
to
know
this
about-
are gonna believe this really
He didn't
happened.
know about the He didn't know about the implication.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, did you guys have a mat? Like, he was lying where you needed the mattress, the nice, quiet place to
Yeah.
bring them down to.
Right.
Yeah. He did. Oh,
But
Poor guy.
yes, punching him in the face felt
felt good.
great. Yeah.
I understand. There
It
have been
was.
times.
It was a
And
great
it was
release.
30
of anger.
years ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he's still.
So he's due. That's
Yeah.
that's what we learned. That's what we learned. But yeah, we would fight before that. Like all of that. That's the only time I punched him in the face. The other shit's just roughhousing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just playful fighting, like lion
Yeah.
cubs and their mothers.
Yeah, just throwing each other around.
Right.
Here's another
Um,
fun fact.
mhm.
Chris, despite him going to the gym,
Mhm.
has never beat me in an arm wrestling match.
I can beat you right now.
No, you couldn't.
You're actually incorrect.
Come on,
over
Holly.
right now. I would kill you. I've seen your arms.
But a lot
I
of
could
it is
accidentally
technique.
fold your arm.
A lot of it
There is
it
technique,
turns out.
But here's the deal. Here's where he has me.
Okay.
This is genetics here.
Mhm.
Jason, put your wrist up versus mine.
What are we
all
looking
right,
at?
we
His
gotta get the
forearm
same-
strength is higher.
I don't know. My wrist is tiny compared to his
Oh,
wrist.
your wrist. So Holliander's wrist is like narrow, whereas
I have a
Jason's
very
actually
narrow-
is like yeah.
I have a very narrow wrist.
By the way, if I keep
His-
using this every day, can I beat you guys eventually in forearm strength?
I don't know. You get better.
Yeah.
I used to use one of those when I was learning how to play guitar.
Okay,
Yeah.
and it helped with guitar playing, really.
Like
Yeah.
I have a good break wrist strength. Like I can keep my wrist like this and still pull
Okay.
because I have decent forearm strength. But he did. Yeah, he he usually beats the crap out of me when it comes to arm wrestling. But I think I got him now. I do.
You think so? You're 3 miles
do.
away.
That's what I'm saying. Come get some, bro.
Yeah.
I'm coming right now.
All right. And then, there's a cut, and then he just shows up behind your door. Dude, that would be great because you've seen people make those TikTok memes of like they'll go off the left side of the screen, then come inside the other person's
Then
door.
come in,
on Omegle
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
they're chatting with someone, and they come in behind the person. Yeah, those are great. We can do that
But
one
yeah,
day when you
usually-
actually want to visit. Just let me know, and we'll film it before and after.
Well, what has to happen is you need to get a driver's license. Well, you don't even need a driver's license. You just need a passport. You fly to Boston.
Yeah.
We pick you up.
And then
And
no
then-
one ever sees you again.
And then that's the end
traffic.
of your podcast.
There's one final episode that's just like
yeah.
streamed from my phone. It's
Yeah.
just like
No, do you with duct tape over your mouth? Like,
Yeah. Well, like, sorry, we can't let you know where we live, so you have to be blindfolded on the drive back.
Right.
And I need all your electronic devices.
Right. And then there's a thing in my head, just this faint voice that's like, never follow them to a second location. Or never let them take you to a second location. And I'm like, okay, sure. And then boom, dead. Gone.
yeah.
In a basement
Like,
for the rest of the
when you see like me and you go on our channel and be like, this is Franklin's last podcast, bitches.
Right.
Fucking and, like Franklin's like in the third thing, like, what the fuck?
Jeez. You've got like water dripping. Chinese water torture, just one drop at a time. And you're like, so Franklin's been here for 4 days. You know?
You want to fucking interview, motherfucker?
Yeah, this is
We're going to interview the shit out of you. We just start fucking kidney punching you while you're in the chair.
enhanced interview. Enhanced interrogation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided to do interview under pressure, bitch.
Right. Let's see how you like it. Let's see how you like it being the one on the spot. I mean, dude, this light is like an interrogation light. It's so stupid. I'm not going to be able to sleep at night when I have this thing on for interviews like this. But my
I
brother
like how
said
you have a bed. I like how you have a bed as your fucking backdrop. Do you need a green screen? Do you want me to send you one?
At least there's no stains on the mattress.
That's true. That's true. You don't have piss stains coming through it.
Yeah. No, it's a very clean mattress. And I'm actually doing my laundry every week and stuff. I just put clothes in the dryer. I'm actually doing laundry like every 4 days. I need to buy more clothes. But yeah.
If you're doing laundry every 4 days, you do.
Yeah,
need to buy
you
more
need to
clothes.
be able to go at least 6 weeks without having to do laundry.
Holy shit.
That's ridiculous.
That's-
I'm just kidding.
That's that's horseshit. Yeah, don't listen.
Dude, I actually knew a guy from New World. He was a programmer living at home in Montreal. And he didn't want to do laundry for whatever reason, even though it's in his apartment and everything. So he literally went out and he just bought more underwear and he came back. I was just like, okay. And he just started wearing brand new underwear. And I'm like, all right,
That's a
fair
move.
enough. Works.
That's a move.
You can
I've
afford
never
it.
done that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason's like, for anyone listening and not watching, Jason's shifty eyes indicate that he has indeed done that.
He probably, definitely has done that.
I mean, I'm kind of like that. I'd rather order some clothes than do. But now laundry's so easy, dude. Like, I love my brother and wife's house. The technology is better. The dryer does it fast. Like, it's all right here. With my dad, we'd have to like coordinate with the 3 neighbors and the main house, and the laundry's outside and it's cold. I'm just like, and he's telling me like, okay, on Mondays we can do it at this time and this time, not after 7 p.m. And on Saturdays and Sundays they're gonna do it. And I'm like, I don't want to have to schedule my laundry. What is this?
Jason.
Yeah.
I just thought of something. Just, like spark of the moment, fucking my brain went off.
Genius.
You know who we should interview?
Jason has
Our
to guess.
dad. Our dad.
Your dad.
No,
Why not?
I don't think that would go well.
That would be
Let's do it.
the best interview ever.
What was your dad like?
Just yeah. Something.
Was he
He's something.
abusive, raucous, boisterous?
No, he was
No.
the opposite of abusive.
Yeah.
Was he passive, docile,
Nope.
agreeable, accommodating, encouraging, supportive, empathetic?
He was encouraging and supportive, probably a little bit more with me than with Chris.
Okay,
Yeah.
why was that? Because you were the younger kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He used negative
Reinforcement?
positivity. Reinforcement. Yeah. He used negative reinforcement a lot with me.
Like physically, emotionally, verbally?
No.
Verbally.
Verbally.
Verbally. Meaning like,
Verbally.
bad job, son, I'm disappointed in you. Bad dog.
No. Like he's a wordsmith. Like
He's a wordsmith.
for the most
okay. He's very
for
articulate. Interesting.
for an uneducated person.
Yeah.
He's probably the most educated person I know.
Interesting. So the
in all honesty.
so the most white collar, blue collar person you know.
He's a blue collar to the heart.
Okay.
Blue collar as fuck.
I'd love to talk to him, dude.
But his
down to earth.
He's so down to earth. What I say, it's smarts that you can't learn from school.
It's street smarts.
Kind of guy.
It's life smarts. Wisdom.
His life street smarts is 100% like on point. Like lessons he taught me as a kid, I still use now.
Dude, I need to talk to him. It sounds like he could change my life.
He would forget half of the fucking shit he says.
Because he's drunk?
That's the only problem. No, because...
Well, he's at the age right now where he has his sayings and he just repeats them.
Yeah. When he was younger...
Whether they make sense in context or
he had just a lot of, like, stupid things he would say, and, like, when you're younger, you're like, that's fucking... What is that? And then you realize it when you're older, you're like, that was genius. Really fucking smart. Like, that was really fucking smart.
I've had that happen.
Fucking not... He's not fucking super intelligent, but really smart at the same time. Like,
I would
surprise me.
I would describe him as like, if there was a village, he wouldn't necessarily be the chieftain, but he would be like the guy that gets things done type. The
implementer,
person,
rather than the the refiner or the idea creator, but the implementer.
Yeah.
So he would be the second hand guy. He would the COO to the CEO. Right? He'd get
he's the type of person like this. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
We walked into a place that we weren't supposed to be.
Okay.
All right. I can't remember where it was. It was probably like a job site or something like that he happened to be on, but he wasn't supposed to be there. All right. And we're walking through, and I'm young. I'm like 12. I should not be on a construction site. All right. And he just turns to me and he just goes, Jason wasn't there for this, but like, this is just one of those lessons. Like, he goes, all you have to do is walk in like you own the place and you belong there and nobody questions anything.
That's absolutely true.
And and it was absolutely true. And like, I always think of this as I'm older. Like, if you just pretend like you're supposed to be there, everybody believes it.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to say anything. You just walk in like you're supposed to be there. You're the fucking man. And with him, that was how, like, he just act like you're supposed to be here.
Before all these podcasts and motivational speakers got famous, like, he was the one 40 years ago saying, don't ever compare yourself to somebody else. Only compare yourself to yourself yesterday.
Yes.
So he was Bruce Lee before Bruce Lee.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. I want to interview him.
Like he does have insane, like, it will be fun because it's like ramblings and then like boom, he'll hit you with something. You're like, holy fucking shit, that's fucking a wicked smart way of looking at things. And I'm like, I should look at things that way.
Isn't that a Bostonian thing, by the way? Like, wicked smart.
Yeah.
Wicked smart. Yeah.
You remember when I told you like the regret of not saying something when I should have said it?
He taught you that?
He technically taught me that.
Does he live his life without regrets of what he said, or how much of his life do you think?
No. He holds back. He has plenty of regrets. I know for a fact he does. But he never taught by example.
Interesting.
He always knew what the best thing was,
but he couldn't do it himself.
He wouldn't do it.
I've been like that most of my life.
He would do all kinds of like when me and Jason were kids. Save your money.
He wouldn't
save your money.
He wouldn't save.
He would never save. He would never save money.
Yeah.
He lived day to day, fucking like hustling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's telling us, don't fucking hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you couldn't see. You're seeing one thing, and he's saying this, and you're like, I don't know which ones to go with. You're still doing okay doing this because he was a great hustler.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's just saying, don't hustle, save money. Like, what's funny with me and my brother, all right? My father was in the military, and then he became a floor coverer. Jason went to the military. I became a floor coverer.
Ooh.
So Jason's one part of my dad, the military part, and I became in the hustle part.
Yeah.
So we're two different sides of my dad. We separated into two things that he did, which is funny. We both excelled him in both areas of what he did.
Right.
But it took all his lessons, I think, sometimes, like with Jason, hey, don't go to the fucking army. That's stupid. Go to the fucking Air Force and treat it
Yeah,
better.
we talked
You know what I'm
about that
saying?
earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
And
With
then
you.
with me, it was like,
Build
don't
something.
fucking work for yourself. Go fucking work for the union. You know, don't
Okay.
fucking work for somebody else and fucking waste your life away. Get fucking shit, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right, Dad. Fucking I'll do this. So we both separated, did two different things, two different ways. And it both was successful for both of us.
Mhm.
So in a way, he was fucking right. But it was lessons learned of shit he did.
Right.
In my opinion, it was shit that
Yeah,
he
he
might
had to
have.
go through a bunch of shit in order
learned
for
from
us
his
to get
mistakes.
those lessons.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
he-
much.
Yeah, but he learned them. That's the difference of some people that are trying to teach a lesson they
Didn't learn.
didn't learn the lesson.
Right.
Like they went through the mistake and they're like, nah,
So if he did his life over, he would save money. He wouldn't hustle. He would join the union. He would go to the Air Force.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
you
know because I think all those lessons that he came up made him him.
Exactly.
Do you
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying?
he's told me personally that he regrets leaving the army. So
He should have stayed.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he should have stayed.
Yeah,
Hasn't he
but
ever
like
gone back? Or?
but my point is like you
He did go
can't
back. Actually,
change that.
he went and joined the Army Reserves in the early '90s.
Okay.
So
what
he was active duty in '75,
Uh-huh.
and then joined the reserves in the late '80s or early '90s.
Okay. Go ahead, Holly.
Oh, I was just gonna say like I don't think he would have been him
Mhm.
if he had changed. You get it's like the butterfly effect.
Isn't that the paradox?
Yeah, that's the paradox. Like your butterfly effect, you don't learn those lessons unless you make those mistakes,
Mhm.
which is a lot of the time the way I look at the mistakes I've made.
Mhm.
I can't regret anything because those mistakes made me me. And then if you look back at it, if you're happy with being you, then you made no mistakes. Then therefore you can't have any regrets. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so like it's only when you look back and you're not happy with where you are now, then you would say, oh, I fucked up.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying? But like, I look back at my life, like, look, I have a family.
You're in a great spot.
So therefore my paradox can't change.
Right.
Because then I would lose
They wouldn't
everything
have been
I already
born.
have. Exactly. So it's impossible for me to even question what I did. But that's how my dad looks at it. Like he wouldn't have had me, my brother, stuff like that. Like he has a family. He can't look back and say I made wrong choices. He already did it. He's happy with where he's at.
Yeah.
So therefore you can't look back. You can't regret everything.
Right.
That's the way I look at things. You can't regret everything because if you're happy with where you are now, you did fine. That was the path.
That's what it took. And two points I'd like to bring up, or three actually. One is that I think every parent is willing to go through a hard life if it makes their children's lives better, right? So if he realized that he had to go through what he did so that Jason could go to the Air Force and you could go to the Union.
I don't think all parents are like that.
No, that's why I said I was about to say they should.
They should, but they don't always.
They should. Yeah. That's not necessarily
always
the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that our mother, her biggest regret is having kids.
Pee. Yeah.
Yeah, he's peeing. Wait, which mother? Because you both have different mothers.
No, we don't. He was joking.
Oh, he was
we
joking.
Have the same mother.
You have the same mother.
Yeah,
okay, Jesus. Goddamn. Dude, this is the problem because I actually remember the details that he doesn't. And then if he's lying about them and we didn't correct the lie, then I'm dealing with, two books of reality. Two versions of you guys. But this is interesting. I want to ask your dad. Because just like with M-Test, I'm pretty sure if you sent certain clips of this to your dad, like this part of one son became Air Force, one son became floor cutter, he'd probably like listening to it.
Yeah, he would.
He would like.
I'll send him the link once this is all wrapped.
Oh God,
we'll see.
I don't know how I'm gonna edit any of that. I have 5 hours with Chris. I have 8 hours with Ocularis, and I have whatever this is, like 4 hours so far.
I don't even. What are we on right now?
I'll check right now. We're at 4 hours, 3 hours and 50 minutes. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, time just flies with these things. It's kind of like you're hanging out with your friends, you're shooting the shit, like the whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And it's your job to keep us on whatever track you want us on.
I don't know that I want to
remember that.
No, okay, I should remember that. As long as
I mean, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. But here's the thing: what if I just want us? What if the podcast is just going to be people shooting the shit, like Bert Kreischer does that? They just have casual, informal podcasts with like a beer or whatever, and it's more like people just want to experience, like successful people or people who have things to share, hanging out and just shooting the shit. And the topics we've come up across, like, I think many young men could learn from these because I know that because I'm a young man learning from it, right? It's all meaningful. Like, and they're pretty, like, there's lots of, I'm kind of in between the basement dwelling incel and the, like, confident, successful person. And so
a
I can
lot of
maybe
people,
connect the two.
a lot of people learn fragment from other people's experiences, whether they know they're doing it or not.
Right.
She's waiting me to end. That's and when she's right, I should
Okay.
end.
All right, then, yeah.
So
See you. Have a good
no,
night.
no,
Oh.
don't end.
Oh,
Keep going.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'll be talking to Jason.
Yeah,
until-
more work for the editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Tony. Yo, we need to bring Tony on at one point. I'm going to have this with him. I
would love to meet your editor.
Yeah.
Because I have more questions for him than you could imagine.
Yeah. We're going to do it. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, Ollie.
All right.
Enjoy.
Fraglin? I don't know what the fuck you're doing,
With my life?
but it's working.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Later.
Later.